Buying a backlink is like buying a review. Yes, in the short term, you might see more 5-star ratings or better rankings for your SEO, but in the long term, it will not only get your link, your review removed, but it could get your whole website flagged and removed. We've seen this happen with Google Business Profile, that people are like, you can just buy reviews and get so many of them. And in the long term, this hurts you, and so many Google Business Profiles have been deleted. Yes, there are games, more elegant solutions on how you can go about it, but if you, in this for long term, do not buy backlinks. I just recently got a call with a friend who is looking to get his visibility up very fast. And one thing they mentioned that his team was doing was trying to buy a backlink and seeing how much, what are the price points. And this is something that is very common with everyone in the industry who's just trying to get more visibility. This is not exclusive to tech or AI. This is open to everything. And the big problem is that if everyone is buying links from the same companies, you really think Google's not gonna recognize the pattern? You really think that eventually they're gonna just accept links from everyone and it's gonna dilute the quality of the website? There are no shortcuts to SEO. There are best practices you can do, but especially with link building, it's hard and it will continue to be hard. But I will provide some solutions as far as what you can do to help alleviate this. But there are companies like FatJoe, which I have used before, where you sign up, you create an account, and you give it an industry and a domain rating that you're looking for. And the links that it provides to you are just content farms. They're toxic, they're not from credible publication. They say they're steering in this specific industry, but their blog posts, if you look at the whole library, is all over the place. And eventually it's gonna get flagged. This is a common pain point with SEO. Probably the hardest one is just getting quality links. So I do sometimes explore opportunities as far as how do I scale, especially when I have clients who want to scale their backlink effort. And using FatJoe was terrible. I actually regret buying the link from them. It got marked as a toxic link, as spam. I had to disavow it, and it was like, no, this is a terrible service. So do not use FatJoe, RhinoRank, and all these other backlink providers. Instead, I'm gonna share a few tips on what you can do instead. So first, might seem obvious, but it is really the best way to get links, and that's by asking your network. Tap into your network of entrepreneurs, of people who own businesses, who have websites, who are in the same industry that you are, or at least could be an opportunity for you to get a link from there. That is really the best way, because you already build relationships with these folks, and to ask to write a guest post on something, and it doesn't have to be the same exact industry. There's ways to go around it. So for example, if you have an AI tool and you find a publication about education. Now, initially that might not seem like an exact match, but if the education publication writes about AI tools, AI careers, AI opportunities for high school students, there's a way to leverage it there. And that's an example of how you can find maybe industries not directly related to your industry, but a way to get links. Second is get more visibility on Reddit, on Quora, engage in these conversations, especially with LLMs, and ChatGPT has proven to cite these sources and have a bigger weight than most websites that rank on the first page. And the reason is that Quora and Reddit are seen as credible sources where people are having organic conversations. It's not corrupted yet, and it keeps grimy marketers like myself going in there and just commenting and being able to dilute it. Yes, you do have to invest some time to be able to engage in conversations and share services about your product. But if you do it right, if you do it organically, and if you're always helping someone while you're answering questions and not just promoting your product, it is probably one of the best ways. Third, having a presence on all social platforms. So YouTube, LinkedIn, X, And maybe not every single platform, but the ones that are most important to your business. Having visibility on these platforms give you a better visibility. That's going to ultimately help with your rankings. And also with GEO, they're looking for different cases. With GEO, they're looking for different platforms, not just Google search. So that's going to help you with GEO and LLM visibility. Another thing is having reviews. It depends on what your industry is or what your product or business, but having a Google business profile, having G2 and all these other places, make sure that you have reviews. They're consistent as far as the amount of reviews that you get, that they're new, that you're responding to them, because that helps with visibility. Another one is starting your own guest post program. Now, if you already have a good domain authority, this is a great way for you to have contributors come and participate and contribute a blog, but also they are part of networks or have different clients or represent companies where you can also write a blog post and you can do blog exchanges. I found this to be really effective, especially if you already have some decent traffic or decent domain authority. Another one is podcasting, especially if you're a founder or CEO. If you go on podcasts, most of the time they have websites. They'll write a podcast summary, which includes a page, and that's a way that you can get your link published. There are several other ways that you can do it as far as like black, white hat techniques, but I found that these are the most effective. And we're not just trying to get, we don't care about just the quantity of links, it's the quality of backlinks that is really gonna separate you. So if you're trying to get links and trying to grow, this would be the strategy to do it. But do not use services like FatJoe or any service that anyone can get a backlink from. In the long run, this is gonna hurt you. This is gonna give you a toxic score. So this is my advice to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.